Hi, everyone. You're listening to Live with Necee. I am your host, Opal Bailey. This month's segment will be on health, a journey to healing. And I have one of my closest friends, Wanda Slade, with me this morning. And we're going to share about how health is vital to our everyday living. And she's going to also share her journey as well with us. So good morning, Wanda.
Well, good morning. How are you?
I am doing so good. I am so glad to hear from you.
Yes, thank you.
You know how long it's been?
Yeah, years. Our kids were little, so yeah. And
oh, my gosh, girl. I remember when, we both single moms, struggling, just trying to get our life right, just trying to get on track what God is doing in our lives. And, man, I'm just so amazed of where we are today,
Amen, yes.
So, listen, I hear that, because, I'm a follower of yours on Facebook, and you're always on there with, you have a Mary Kay business, I believe. Am I right?
Yes.
So tell me.
Independent.
Oh, cool. So tell me, how did that happen? Because I don't think you was doing that before I left Virginia.
No. The funny thing about how I ran into Mary Kay, in a sense, there's a lot of things that I did not like about Wanda. And one day I was invited to a party, and I still wasn't one to put anything back into me as far as, how you look or how you, I didn't care about Wanda. And that night I fell in love with me again. And I realized that it's not the makeup, it's not just, putting eyeshadow on. It's all about taking care of your skin. And if you take care of you, that's what I found. So I became a consultant because of that, because I felt that if I could find who I am and taking care of me and loving me, that I could show everyone, every woman out there, that if they can take time to love them, I can do this job. So, yes.
Wow, girl, that is so awesome, because like I said before, I follow you and I see that, the before and after photos that you're doing for people who are getting married or just your normal friends in your circle. And I see how you're so positive and so uplifting, even in that. And just by what you said about how you didn't love yourself.
Right.
And you had to find who Wanda was. And it took Mary Kay products to say, hey, look, you're beautiful and you're valuable. So that's awesome. That is so awesome. So how is your family doing right now?
Doing great. Kids are married. The older ones, they're married and having their have kids on their own. It's like awesome to see that your kids are doing more than what you, as a parent, you always want your kids to do better than you. And when you see your kids striving and doing, and it's awesome. And then I have a 22-year-old who just started today at Full Sail. So he's doing online classes, and he's continuing his education. So that is awesome. So everyone is great.
Oh, man, Wanda, as you was talking, I'm just thinking about, when I was in Virginia and how we were both just single moms just trying to make it, and to just see, how God has really touched our lives and how he's transformed not only our lives but also our children. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing to see that. So, but I heard that you also had some health challenges. So what happened with you in all of that?
Last year, is when you go for your yearly mammogram. And at the time, I didn't have insurance. I was getting insurance, but at the time, I did not have insurance. So I was going through this company, I believe it's called Every Woman's Life, and they give free mammograms and yearly exams. They'll pay for it for you. So when I signed up for it, they put you on a waiting list. So that was funny. You know, you're going for a mammogram, you're going to be on a waiting list anyway. So, but guess what? The waiting list wasn't that long. It was like the next week they called me and said, hey, you got an appointment, this, you know. And I said, well, okay. You know, it moved mighty fast. Well, went in, and it was a 4-hour appointment. Did not realize I'm always the positive person, so I wouldn't think anything negative. But but it was a reason why they kept telling me, hold on a second, we want to, you know, look at this. Hold on a second, doctor, want to see this. And the ladies in the room, how you chit-chatting with everyone, and they were saying, so how long you been here? I said, well, I was here at 9 o'clock this morning. And they said, you still here? And I said, oh, yeah, I'm still here, and everything is good. And the whole room got quiet because they knew if you're there past a certain time, something's going on. But I wouldn't allow them to put that fear in me. But finally, we went in, they told me that they saw something that was different from the last year one. And thank God I did it every year. I wasn't for sure if I did it every year, but yeah, apparently I did. And they was able to see that something was going on. They didn't know what it was, but something was different. So they did a biopsy, came back and did a biopsy, and we found out I had breast cancer. Second, it was number two. I can't remember.
Second stage of breast cancer.
Yeah. So, so that was a hit. But the thing about it was we found it in time. We found it. It wasn't something that, think about it, if I didn't go that year to get that mammogram, we would never have known. Because, so all of this, I still saw the blessing out of the whole thing, because it could have been years down the line that I could have had, so thank God I went every year and didn't miss any. I could have missed this one. So they couldn't find the cancer. They found it in the lymph node, but they never could find where it was. So I had a choice to make. I had a choice to either do the surgery or do the chemo first. So I chose chemo. And so we went through chemo. Chemo was hard, especially the first part of it. I call it kick my butt. And, I couldn't work. I lost my job. Technically, I didn't lose. After I found out through all this, I didn't really lose it. It's just they put me on medical leave. But I thought I lost my job. And I still had Mary Kay, but I couldn't work it. But it helped because people was able to still put orders in. But so it came to a point where my landlord said, you know what, I can't keep letting you go month to month to seeing if you're going to pay me. I'm going to have to let you, I'm going to have to evict you. So I got evicted. I lost my job. Found out I had cancer. All of this in in less than 4 months. I'm just going through this this different journey. I don't know how I'm going to deal with this, and how am I? Because I'm the positive Wanda. I'm going to encourage, myself, and I'm going to put scriptures up, and I'm going to do everything that I knew to do, and anything that I would tell someone else was going through my journey. And I found out that I got tired of dealing with it. I got tired of the whole thing of being sick, being nauseous. Couldn't have the lights on because my eyes was hurting. I got to a real dark place, and I couldn't get out of that place until a friend of mine called me and checking on me. And I'm on a prayer line with Annie Bell, and she's the team leader. And she said, Wanda, you need us to pray? I said, yeah, I need you to help me out of this dark place. So the team got together on the phone, and they prayed. And the funny thing about it was I ran downstairs to go get some crackers because I was feeling like I was sick. And I came back onto the line, and they was already praying. Do you know I felt strength? My strength came back through prayer. When I could not pray for myself, or I didn't have the strength, because you in the midst of a dark place, you can't read scriptures. You can't even open up your eyes. Your eyes hurt. Only thing that helped me stay sane was worship. But the funny thing about worship, I love contemporary music. Contemporary music wasn't doing it. I needed some gospel music. I needed somebody to say, "You're going to get out of this." I needed some Kirk Franklin.
Right. Well, you know, Kirk Franklin to do it. You know, that's a real message, a real word that you was looking for. You didn't need the music to just soothe you. You needed something to continue to give you the hope. Yes. Yeah.
I needed to fight. I needed something worship, but I needed a fight. So when they prayed for me, about the time I got off the phone, I was back. They said, "Wanda's back," because I was able to pour into someone else. Whenever you're going through a dark time, it's when you're so worried about what you need, but in God, we are to take care of other people, even in our mess, even in what's going on. So by the time I got off the phone, I was encouraging someone else and this and that, and I stayed on the prayer line. And I wasn't doing it alone. I had girlfriends to come to. I had a friend of mine. She went every chemo. She was there. She took off of work. Her husband said, "No, be with Wanda." So I wasn't alone, but I was able to go through. I really believe God. My journey with God changed. My love for Him became stronger, and I realized I could not do it alone. I needed help. So the encouragements that I got, see, I'm the encourager. I'm always the encourager. I had to learn how to receive encouragement. I had to learn how to receive someone saying, "Juan, I'm here for you." And I'm like, I couldn't receive it at first because I didn't tell a lot of people. And I didn't want people to call me who didn't talk to me. I didn't want, like, old people, you know, anyone in my past to say, "Oh, now is a time to call Wanda." No. If you didn't call me before, why am I hearing for you because I'm going through this? You know, no. So I'm telling you, things change. Even in the midst of me going through, it changed me. It changed me. So we went through radiation. We went through, and I'm here now, back with my job, Mary Kay, got my home. The lady that I lost the home with re-rented to me another place. Now I owe that woman money, but she rented back to me, and that's a blessing. So everything I lost, I gained back.
You know what, Wanda? When when we go through things, people think that we first want to curse God. We first want to walk away from the Lord, or we want to say, "Why me?" And I'm not saying that you didn't do that. I'm not saying that there wasn't that time when you didn't feel like, "God, what in the world is going on?" But when you was talking, you said a lot of things, and what I wanted to just really focus on one that's so vital that we do not do, and we don't even see the need to do, is have a yearly exam.
Yeah.
We think that having a yearly exam is something has to be wrong with us in order to go see the doctor, instead of thinking that it's a preventive. It's to catch something if something has been there for years or whatever the case may be. But you know what? Most of us don't go. We're afraid to we're afraid to go because we're already in our minds, we're thinking something got to happen or something is wrong, instead of just going to say, I love myself enough to get taken care of. And that's exactly what you were saying when you said, I didn't love myself. But even through Mary Kay, it showed you by keep going to get physical exams, keep going to, get your yearly. Just go. That showed you that you loved yourself enough to keep going, and for them to find this issue in your body, and then to say, hey, we caught it at the right time.
Yeah.
So let's move forward, So in all of this, Wanda, and I know, you're a strong woman because I've known you for years. How did your family deal with this situation?
They were very supportive. My daughter, who lives in Virginia Beach, it's just so funny because all of a sudden now your kids have to help you. They had to help you. My son was one who went with me to the biopsy, and just supporting me was awesome. It was awesome to have that, the family. They were there. I had to move into my mom's, which was thank God for Mom. That's all I'm going to say about that. That was something. But I went through that, and I thank God for it because even though it was a hard situation, I still had peace. I needed a place where I could have peace and not worry about anything. And I didn't, I didn't have to, so family was a plus. Both of my older kids and my younger son. My son, he was still living with me, so he was the one. If I needed something to eat or if I needed whatever, they were always there. My daughter even came with me to do the chemo. So she got to experience that, and so it was awesome. They were always there when surgery after surgery. They was always there.
Well, I think that's one thing, too, and you would agree that when you are going and dealing with devastating news, no matter what it is, having family and having friends there to truly support you and to walk with the journey with you. And that's basically what you went through, your own personal journey that brought you closer to God, that brought you more in love with Him, that showed you how much you can't do things on your own, that we do need people to help us through these journeys. And, and there are times when we feel like we can do, we super women.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that showed me I ain't nothing in me super. I needed help, and I needed it. And see, the enemy wanted to get me alone. And that's the thing about how he gets you a place where you think I can do it on my own. So he tricks you thinking that no one cares. But you didn't allow anyone to come in. So I had to allow people to come and help me. I had to allow people to drive me places. I had to allow people to be there and to do for me where I was the doer. So a lot of things changed, through this journey.
So do you feel that you're a better person now than you were before, or do you still feel that, you have a lot to still learn and to still,
I have a lot to still, because we all do. You never go, it's always, your journey is always, you're growing. So every step. But I'm going to tell you, this put me in another place. I never, even though I say I'm going to encourage her, I never thought when I lost my hair, that was a big thing right there, because I decided to cut my own hair. I didn't allow it to take my hair. I gave it away. I wanted it to be my choice. And I had my son-in-law to cut it. And my granddaughter was there, and she was holding my hand. And she said, Nana, she said, why are you cutting your hair? And I told her, why. And she said, it's going to come back. And she said, I'm going to help you through this. So she stood there and helped me hold my hand, made sure I looked beautiful. She said, Nana, you still look beautiful. And, just to know that other people that going through the same journey that I went through, that I can be an example for them to say, if I can do it, You can do it. Your hair will grow back. Your things, so it's going to come back. It's going to get better. It's going to get better. It's not that we go through the valley. We don't stay at the valley. We go through it. But we don't got to go alone. He's always there. So even when you don't feel he's there, he's there. Even if it's in the quiet time, when you're going through, he is so there. So, yeah.
That's wow. I'm telling you, just by what you're saying, Wanda, you're encouraging me, girl.
Yeah.
And it's good because, to see you be so strong and knowing that it's not just you. Again, it is the Lord in your life. But to have him, he strategically placed you right where you needed to be around the kind of people you needed to be around to show you that, hey, as much as you're supporting others and encouraging others, I'm going to give it back to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that in my church that so many women was going through the exact same thing I was going through. I had a lady come out the parking lot, and she said, I was talking to another lady. She said, "Is that Wanda?" And I turned around and I said, "Yeah, it's me." She said, "Wanda, you don't know me." But now how she know? Okay, I don't. But yeah, she said, "I'm going through cancer. I just found out that I had breast cancer. And someone shared to me that you was going through the same thing." So we became friends. And, so you don't know, it was so many women in the church that was going through the same thing. You didn't even know it. But because I stood out and decided that I'm not going to let cancer take anything away from me. I couldn't do the wigs, but I did the wigs when the hair started going back crazy. But I couldn't do it. I walked around with my bald head as proud as I can be because I'm still alive. I'm not dead. I'm still alive. And that's by God's grace and his oh my God, his mercy. So I'm telling you, go through whatever you got to go through, but know you're not alone. And let people in. Let people in that's going to pour back into you. That's what I would tell someone in the midst of any journey you're going through. Please talk about it. Talk about your hurt. I tell all my friends, I'll tell them, I'll say, I don't want to go through this. Why? I mean, I was honest because I had to pour it out so I can be poured back in. So I didn't be secret. Don't do nothing in secret. Nothing. Tell it. Because the enemy wants to get you in that room alone and beat you up. So tell it. If you're hurting, say you're hurting. But be careful who you tell. Make sure you tell someone who's going to pour back into you. So that was very important because people would love pity parties. So they'll pity you and pity you. You don't want pity. You want encouragement. So, yeah, very important.
Well, I know that, I know that, those that, my listeners are listening and they are being encouraged and strengthened by what you're sharing with them and how honest you have been to share your life journey, your healing journey, because you're still healing. Yeah. You're still it's still processing. You're still moving, but you're moving forward. You're not saying, "Oh, I'm stuck. Let me stay here." So I know that there are also things that you're doing now, as far as any changes you're making, as far as physically eating habits. Share about those things as well.
Well, during the journey of the chemo, my blood pressure went up. It's been up ever since. I mean, 400 or something. They very scared because of the steroids I was taking. Well, what happened was after everything is over, my blood pressure still was kind of up. So my doctor said that they need me to change my eating habits. They need me to move more because when you have chemo, you stop moving, you stop doing. I know a lot of people still had it in them to still exercise, but I couldn't do it. I was so sick that I didn't do anything. So I started back trying to, YMCA has a group for, I don't know if it's just breast cancer, but it's for people with cancer. And they help you exercise, get your life back, get your exercising back through YMCA. And it's a free program. So little things you don't know about until you go through a journey. You find out a lot of things. So I'm eating healthier, trying to learn how to eat a healthy life, learning that my daughter would say, Mom, what does that do for you? If you eat that burger, what do it do for? I said, it's good. She said, Mom, for real. I said, okay, it doesn't do anything. It kills me. She said, then why are you eating it? So I have to look at things as, does it give me, what does the food do for me? Do it help me to have clean eating, helps me to eat healthier, or is it killing me? And I already went through a journey of something killing me, so I don't want to go through it again. So I had to start learning how to love my food again, love what I eat. So it's a journey of changing my eating habits, exercising, taking walks. So that's what I'm gaining now, trying to because I want to live longer. I want to see my grandkids married. I want to see me married. What you talking about?
Amen, girl. I hear you.
Yeah, shoot. I got things I need to do.
Yes.
Yeah, I want a better Wanda. So this is I'm on a new kick, trying to better me, because God has a plan. And He has things for me to do. And it's a shame that we kill ourselves. We kill ourselves by what we eat, by not exercising. And if we believe that God has blessed us, and He blessed me, I'm a survivor of cancer. So that means it's time to act as though you change, that this change your life. So yeah, there's no plan.
Wow, that's wonderful, Wanda. I'm just in awe of how God has moved in your life and how He's even He promised in His word too that He said, I'm working all things out for the good of them who love Him, are called according to His purpose. He didn't say all things were good, but He did say He's working these things out in our lives. And to hear how He's doing that in your life, and to hear the confidence and the trust and the hope that He is giving you to keep moving forward, and not just now, but to expect the future, expect better, expect more, not just for you, but for your family and your friends and stuff. But I just want to thank you so much, Wanda, for coming on my radio station and just sharing your very heart and sharing the things that I believe that the listeners have been encouraged by, and some has been strengthened by and changed by. Before we leave, I know you said a lot, but is there anything else that you would like to express, or anything you would like to say to our listeners?
Well, I would say this. It's okay to change. It's okay to become who God say you are. I would say find out what that is and do it and change. If it's a new job, if it's a new eating habit, if it's a new hairdo, do it, because it's okay to change. It's okay. A lot of people don't want to change because they think they need to stay the same. In God, there's change. So become all that God has for you to become, and you can do it. That's what I would say.
Well, you heard it, listeners, from Wanda Slade. She said change is important and is vital. So she encourages you to make that move and make that change in your life. and see what God will do for you. And I just want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in to Live with Necee. I am your host, Opal Bailey, and you'll hear from us next week. God bless you.